Have you ever sent out a text blast and got like zero replies? Or worse, got blocked? Hey, home cleaning pro, this is Amber here, and in this video, I'm going to break down some must-know tips to make sure that your text blast campaigns actually get responses and that they don't backfire. I'll be covering how we boosted our revenue rates by up to 20% by using what I call the MT Send framework, and how to avoid your text from being blocked and keeping your campaigns running smoothly. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to make sure you're actually only sending to people who want to hear from you. So whether you're using GoHighLevel, Twilio, or any other bulk text messaging software, these tips are going to help you to avoid the common mistakes and get the most out of your campaigns. So stick around, you'll definitely want to hear this. Let's dive in. So first up, let's talk about boosting your response rates with what I call the MT sending framework, okay? It pretty much just stands for multi-touch. It's a super simple thought process, right? So instead of sending just one message where most companies just leave it there, what we do is you send multiple messages over time. Why? Well, pretty much it's because people are busy. They get distracted and just plain forget to reply. So by sending a follow-up message or two, it can make a really big difference. By doing this in the past, we've seen this strategy increase response rates by as much as 20%. And for an even bigger boost, you can throw in an email along with your text. It's really about staying on your audience's radar without being super annoying or extra pushy. It's a fine balance. So now let's talk about how to avoid your text messages from being blocked. Just earlier this week, I had a company that approached me for help because not only did their text messaging campaign get suspended, but their entire phone number, guys, got suspended and blocked by the carriers. And this actually happens more often than you think, but it's totally avoidable if you know how to do it right. So first off, don't send all of your messages at once. Don't send hundreds or even worse, thousands of text messages at once. It might be tempting, but it's really a quick way to get flagged. So instead, you want to make sure that you throttle and drip your messages over time. So for example, instead of sending 500 text messages at once within like an hour or 30 minutes, what you want to do is drip maybe 25 text messages every 30 minutes until you reach the number that you want to hit. Also, be sure to keep an eye on your sending limits, okay? So for example, if you're using GoHighLevel, they have what's called a ramp up model where you have to gradually send text messages and text segments over time. This is HighLevel's way of trying to protect you from getting suspended. But also, if you're using something like Twilio, even the carriers themselves, like T-Mobile, for example, depending on what you're approved to send, sometimes you can only send around 2,000 segments per day. So you want to stay within those boundaries. And a quick note, a segment is different than a text message. So a segment is a certain amount of characters that you can send. So if you have a long text message, it could count as more than one segment. Also, a reply to you also counts as well. So what you want to do is make sure you stay within those boundaries so that your text messages can still go through. And don't forget to watch out for your opt-out and unsubscribe rate, guys. If there's too many people that are unsubscribing, you're at risk for having, again, your messages blocked, or even worse, being permanently suspended, losing that phone number and your texting privileges. So you want to keep your opt-out rate under 2% to stay safe. Really, you're looking at 1% is what they look at. So what that means is for every 100 contacts that you send, you only want 1 to 2 people to unsubscribe. Sounds a lot tricky, but that just means that we have to be more careful and thoughtful about our messaging and more thoughtful about our process. It's not anymore like we can't shotgun blast everyone, right? Anymore. Those days are gone. We have to be human, we have to be responsible, and we have to be empathetic to the people that we're texting, which brings us to the next point. Finally, let's talk about texting only people that actually want to hear from you. Now, I know it might sound kind of obvious, but it's really important to honor those who opt out and unsubscribe for your message. It's really tempting to try to hang on. Oh no, they're my customers. Oh no, they're my leads. I invested, maybe you invested money in ads or whatever to generate this list, but if they've made it clear that they don't want to hear from you, you got to respect that. Because continuing to text them can lead to complaints, and it just puts your entire campaign, phone number, and everything at risk. It's also crucial to keep your contact list clean, so keep the list itself clean. Make sure you're only texting working numbers. Don't waste time or money sending messages to landlines or inactive non working phone numbers. Not only will you still get charged for these bad numbers, but you're also, again, increasing your chances of getting blocked or suspended. A clean list is really the key to making your campaigns effective, efficient, and risk free. So, one bonus tip I want to throw you guys to is to never use promotional text from your business line, okay? So, what I mean is, like, I recommend buying a separate number that is specific for sales and promotions. So, why is that? Well, pretty much it's because if that number that you're sending text messages from, like promotions, if it ever gets flagged or blocked, you don't want that to disrupt your main business line or your customer service line of communication. So, this allows you to keep your primary line protected while still feeling comfortable running a strategic marketing campaign. So, plus, by adding that dedicated number, you can also better track the performance of some of your campaigns. It helps keep things and conversations organized. And that's a wrap, guys. So, if you found these tips helpful, be sure to grab my free bulk texting campaign case study guide, where I walk you through even more tips, tricks, and strategies to help make your text message campaigns a success, and how to help you also stay compliant. If you've already had some success or challenges with your campaigns, drop a comment below. Share your results. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions or need any help setting up your campaigns, feel free to reach out. We do offer done for you services if this is something that you want help setting up and running without all of the extra hassle. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.